Hey, Steve, second night of a back-to-back. Obviously, you're missing some guys. Is this one of those nights where that combination of factors just kind of caught up to you?
Maybe. I don't like to make excuses. I just think we weren't sharp tonight. It's going to happen in the course of a season. Offensively, we were a little bit stagnant, didn't play with the pace I think that's necessary. And defensively, we didn't take care of some of the details in our scheme. So, it's going to happen. It's a matter of what we take from it. And that's a good team playing well with healthy bodies. And we just weren't ourselves tonight.
Greg Logan with Newsday.
You also have to kind of console yourself that during the regular season, you've got all these back-to-backs and can't play everybody, but it'll be different during the playoffs.
Of course. We recognize that, the schedule is a part of this season more so than ever, and that's for all teams, not just us. So there's been nights where we've probably won games where the other team's in our position. So it's not an excuse. We got to find ways to adapt, and I think that's been one of our strengths this year. We've adapted and, figured out ways to win games in different ways. Tonight we didn't have our best stuff, and we couldn't find a way to do it. And overall, we just weren't really sharp, and that happened. So it's what can we take from it?
Alex Schiffer, The Athletic.
Hey, Steve, since we're not going to get you before you guys head west, I was just wondering if James, Bruce, Nick, who do you plan to bring with you, and who might stay here in Brooklyn to rehab or ramp up?
I'm not exactly sure. I think some of those decisions will be made between now and taking off, but I believe everybody's coming. So, even the guys that are out and rehabbing or, in the Stay Ready group, they'll all be coming, and we'll keep building.
Christian Winfield, New York Daily News.
Hey, Coach, Nurkic got you guys pretty good on the interior tonight. I'm wondering if that's the kind of profile of a matchup that demands more minutes from DeAndre, being the more physical big man that you guys have on the roster. And schematically, what can you do to slow guys down like that? It seems like you guys seem to have trouble with those bruiser-type bigs.
Well, if I'm honest, I don't think he beat us on his own. It was because we were trapping Lillard and we didn't do a good job scrambling. He didn't really post up tonight, but for a couple times it was more offensive rebounds or us late on our rotation. So, I don't know that was a byproduct of him being a bruiser and going down there and beating us up. I just think we weren't as clean with our schemes. We weren't as clean with our rotations, and he got too many opportunities on the glass or in the paint where we were late rotating.
Brian Mahoney, AP.
Hey, Steve, Lillard hit a couple of those deep ones in that third quarter there. A lot of guys in this league do that now. Durant and Kyrie on your team and Harden as well. Is it to the point sometimes where you just can't guard guys that far from the basket? It's just not a real, something you ever practice?
Yeah, I think it does make it difficult to cover someone when they're pulling up from, the center circle. Having said that, you can weather a few of those. It's the other ones. It's the other ones that there's a breakdown in coverage or we fall asleep. Those are the ones that kill you. But if he's going to come over half court and make some of those, you can live with a few of those. It's the breakdowns that you can't live with.
Go back to Brian Lewis.
Hey, Steve, you talked about some of the breakdowns in coverage. That's not a team that generally, as dangerous as they are, they don't usually pile up a lot of assists, but it looked like they were getting a lot of what they wanted on ball screens and handoffs. Is that a fair assessment, or was there something else at work there?
Yeah, part of it is we were blitzing Lillard, and so they did a good job of moving the ball. We weren't up to our usual standard in the blitz, so I thought that we made some poor decisions. We were a little sluggish, a little late on some of our rotations, caught sleeping a little bit at times instead of being proactive and making it more difficult at the point of contact, which made the exit pass easier, and then we're chasing. So, not a really sharp performance from us, and I think we all recognize that. We'll look at it and we'll try to tighten up.
Last question, back to Tom Dowd.
Hey, Steve, you might have just kind of answered this a little bit, but you're within a point, 76-75, halfway to third. Anything in particular you saw that kind of broke down from that point on? That you'd be okay to that point?
Clearly Lillard got hot. But for me, like I said, we just weren't really sharp. There was too many breakdowns. You can take it when a guy lines you up from 35 feet and makes a few of those. You hold your hands up and on those ones, but some of the other ones where we fall asleep, we're not at the level of the ball in a switch, or we switch when we're supposed to be blitzing, and we blitz when we're supposed to be switching. Just some of those throughout the game, I think, were too much for us to handle. And then offensively, we weren't sharp tonight. The balls weren't on time or on the money. We didn't play with enough pace. We didn't spread them out. And we just kind of didn't have that collective spirit tonight. But we'll learn from it. We'll stick together. We'll keep working. Our guys have been fantastic all year at adapting and building. And so we got another opportunity on Sunday.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks. Good night, everyone.